Well, this was quite unexpected. I thought it was going to be later on in the year like it usually is, but apparently on Pokemon's 23rd B-Day, Gen 8 has been officially announced. And it's Pokemon Sword and Shield. I swear to God, Nintendo, that is the laziest and cheapest names you could think of, and this is just proof that you really are starting to run out of ideas. That's so fucking funny. Or as Adam on my server has already made a joke, it's an Agaslash. So yeah, that is just a really, really poor attempt of a name to be as kind as possible. And of course, as for like the last almost 10 years, games coming out in the fall, of course, most likely on the Switch. And of course, we are already shown the new region and the starters. So here's the new region called Galar, I guess. And supposedly, although I still have yet to find any info that it's confirmed to be the case, it's supposed to be based on the UK. Which when I saw the trailer, that's what I immediately predicted it was going to be. So looks like I might be true in that regard. But I gotta say, if this is based upon the UK, I hope to God that this is not the full region, because if this is all of it, this is really fucking shit. I mean, for God's sake, if you're going to do a region based upon the UK, do the whole British Isle. Do all of England, not like the northern strip in Scotland by and large. Do the whole damn island, and preferably also add Ireland in as like a post-game region or an extra part of the region. Just like in Sinnoh when we had Hokkaido, Sakhalin, and Kunashiri Island. So please tell me this picture is not finished, because if it is, that is a major bad job in that regard. They could have done much better to make a region based upon the UK. And here are the starters for the region, most likely, which unfortunately the picture I found on Twitter on Bulba News was cut out, so I can't show everything. But anyway, looks like it's Grookey, which is the grass-type starter, Sobble, I guess how it's pronounced, which is water, and Scorbunny, which is fire. And I'm looking at this like, I mean, do we really need another monkey and tadpole, which is equivalent to a frog, for starters? I mean, that's been quite recently. Couldn't have been a little bit more unique, by and large. So far, I am not really impressed with the starters, and I actually don't have a pick yet, so I gotta see their evolutions. Although each one of them already seems to have a member on my server already have a pick for them as their starters, funny enough. And from what I see in the trailer, like Matthew on my server thinks Sobble will eventually become Ghost because of the camouflage. I actually think it could probably become Poison, most likely, because especially since there's a lot like water-type tadpole-like Pokemon, especially for fan-made games that become Poison. I got a funny feeling Grookey is going to become Fight, especially in the trailer. Scorbunny, on the other hand, I'm not so sure of. And I know this is going to be asking a lot, but then Gamefreak, for the love of God, can we please get 150 plus Pokemon like in Gen 5? And you're probably asking like, Jesus, 150? My goodness, we're running out of ideas here. I'm sorry, but that's what I want. We've had, so far these last two generations, we've had not even all combined the same amount of Pokemon we have in Gen 5. I want as many of Pokemon as possible, and I'm not satisfied with like 70 and then 60 something in the last two generations. I want 150 plus or something like that. You guys can think of that. You fall of 820 something in 23 years. I'm sure you can think of some extra out of the top of your heads. So please give us that. But so far, these are the only new Pokemon we saw in the trailer, and they showed some of the Pokemon in the trailer too as well from all the previous regions, I think, added up. Although with the Shield and Sword reference, I'm sure Agaslash will probably be in there, and it's line 2. So, looks like we're going to have to wait till much later on for more info on this. However, I'm going to make this clear from the get-go. Nintendo and Game Freak don't have any bullshit on these games like you did for LGPE. No Pokemon Go elements in here at all. None of them. Absolutely none. this better be an actual main series game like all the previous games were. And if that's not the case, then guess what? I won't consider ever buying these, just like I never have and will not buy LGPE. These are non-negotiable for me, so if you want my money, don't add LGPE bullshit into them. And also, for the love of God, I'm getting sick and tired of hearing all these rumors about like a Pro Switch coming out eventually. So I hope to God, if that is indeed true, that happens, or better yet, by the time the games come out, for the love of God, Nintendo, can you please do a price cut already? Because by then, the Switch would have been out for almost 3 years. You gotta do that eventually, because not only would I have to buy the games, which I think are gonna be at $60 each, I would have to get a Switch, which right now is like $300. And of course, since I needed to trade, since I can't afford the money that requires for internet, since it's no longer free trading is battling anymore like it used to, I probably had to get a second Switch in order to do local trade, which I can only hope is still free. So that combined right now, that would be like well over $500, $600, maybe over $700, maybe even getting close to $800 possibly if all the prices remain the same, and that's before probably even taxes. So yeah, Nintendo and Gamefreak, you could lose out a lot of money from me if you add any LGPE crap in it whatsoever. So if you want my hard-earned money, there better not be a trace of it on the games. And no, I'm not taking your word for it. You lost my trust and belief in you, along with other game corporations that say they're not going to do something and they end up doing it. So you have to prove to me that you're going to do what I want. And if you don't, I'm not buying them, and I'm going to continue my own personal boycott like I did for LGPE. And I'm definitely going to have to see a lot of info to make sure I can even consider playing the game. And of course, oh, God forbid I find any spare money around to get the crap, too. So hopefully Nintendo and Gamefreak will learn from their terrible mistakes in LGP and actually not make a game so toxic and divided in the Pokemon community like those two games were, and make a game that we can hopefully all enjoy once again. But please reveal the Stars evolution soon so I can make up my mind.